Sad facts.
Did you know it takes 400 to 1,000 years for plastic to degrade?
There is currently 150 million metric tons of plastic circling our marine environment.
5 to 13 tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year. That's the size of 100,000 blue whales.
It is estimated that by 2050, the amount of plastic in the ocean will outweigh all the fish. Macroplastics are a type of plastic pollution that are over 20 millimeters in diameter, and they include water bottles, fish nets, ropes, and plastic bags. This waste ends up on shorelines, typically on water enclosed by islands, seabeds, or gyres. Fish nets are the number one polluters. They accumulate fish and other waste found in the water. It can reach a point where they become so heavy that they are impossible to untangle or even remove.
Microplastics are another type of plastic waste commonly known as nurdles. They are harder to monitor as they float everywhere, and they are under 20 millimeters in diameter, often so small that they are not visible to the human eye. There are two types. Primary microplastics include pellets from cosmetics, as well as plastic pellets and powders used for molding plastic objects that accidentally escaped containment. Secondary microplastics are created by the breakdown of macroplastics due to UV radiation, wind, and waves.
So, how does plastic end up in the ocean, anyways? Well, 90% of the plastic is ocean waste. It comes from cargo, navy, and research vessels that dump sewage, plastic shredded into food, unneeded equipment, nets, ropes, and traps into the water. This is due to lack of storage space on board and negligent handling.
10% of the plastic is land waste. It comes from landfills and litter. This plastic has been carried by wind or rivers to the ocean. Chemicals from these can also leak into nearby water and eventually end up in the ocean. Sewage treatment facilities cannot filter out many microplastics, and these too are carried by the water into the ocean.
Okay, so why does this matter? Well, all aquatic animals are drastically affected by the plastic that is invading their home. Some get caught in nets, ropes, and plastic bags, and others confuse the plastic for food. Consuming the plastic reduces their appetite due to a full stomach, yet they are receiving no nutrients. Internal damage is another side effect of consumption. It gets so bad that some animals can't excrete the plastic from their system. It simply gets stuck until they die.
Sadly, humans are affected too. The economy suffers in many ways. The fishing industry has less fish to choose from. Tourism suffers from a bad reputation in some areas. Our health is affected as plastics can be found in our drinking water. Due to microplastics not being big enough, they simply pass through the filters. Chemicals and additives in plastic break down and contaminate the water and animals, which we then eat. For example, one chemical found in plastic is BPA or bisphenol A, which is a carcinogen. It also mimics estrogen and can lead to type 2 diabetes. Sadly, 93% of Americans age 6 or older test positive for BPA.
Can we try and solve this global issue? Well, one way to remove the plastic from the ocean can be by cleaning the shores manually, and cleaning the oceans by using floating barriers in V shapes and automated boats dragging nets. This, however, can disturb water movement and any existing marine life.
Future technologies are being developed to reduce plastic waste. Biodegradable plastics are an option, but many also release chemicals which are dangerous. However, oxo-biodegradable plastics were developed by the University of Southern Mississippi. They can be consumed by microorganisms and are being engineered to degrade in a short time, leaving no harmful residues. Some microorganisms have been found to decompose plastic. A 2004 study at the University of Wisconsin isolated a fungus capable of biodegrading phenylformaldehyde polymers previously thought to be non-biodegradable.
Probably the most important factor in removing plastic from our oceans is through education. We can try by teaching those younger than us to recycle. Did you know that only 9% of plastic that is made is recycled? We can further educate them on the effects of plastic in our oceans.
Lastly, we need international cooperation. We need to work together as a global community to reuse and recycle plastic found in oceans by applying the zero waste concept: reduce, reuse, and recycle.
And finally, we need to find ways to limit the plastic waste produced by each individual.
Created using Powtoon.